some stellar people.
Oh my goodness.
Not Stella. Stella. Our first speech tonight is now a manual speech of 8 to 10 minutes long, really slow. And that would be Pat Little with God is Bigger Than the Mountain. Pat Little.
Fellow Toastmasters, a wise man once said, if a man wants to move a mountain, he does a few stones at a time. Now, a long, long time ago, when I first moved out on my own, I had a mountain of bills. I had a small little molehill. I actually had two small little molehills of money, two part-time jobs. But I was realizing I was getting nowhere fast. I was digging a hole of debt, and I needed a third part-time job. My brother-in-law told me, hey, Pat, he gave me a tip. He said, Pat, you know, if you have a truck, you can go downtown Vancouver and drive through the alleyways between the backyards of those houses. And they dump their brush and their garbage and their stuff there, and you can wheel and deal and have them pay you money for that. Make a few extra bucks on the side when you have spare time. There's one problem. I didn't have a truck. So that was the first stone I had to move out of the way to get to that mountain of money. But I knew somebody that had a truck. My stepbrother had a truck. It had been in a wreck. It could function, but it looked like and he said, you know, Pat, I've been trying to sell this truck. I can't sell it. Nobody wants it. It looks like crap. I'll let you have it. You pay me what you can when you can. Deal. An offer I couldn't refuse. So I took it home and I started to work on it, get it in shape for my project. I got out my sledgehammer and started pounding on the driver's side door, which wouldn't shut properly. So I was pounding on it. Finally, I got it to close properly so it would line up with the side of the truck so I could get in, close it, and then tie it shut it open. The only second problem that I had was it didn't have headlights. Because it had been hit in the front. And the portion of the bumper, the framing for the headlights wasn't there. So the headlights, the wires were sticking out, but you couldn't just put the headlights on. So I got a couple of coat hangers, and I just wrapped them around each headlight and hung it on the remaining portion of the bumper. Now I was good to go. So I went downtown, and before I went downtown, though, okay, I was reading a book. I've mentioned this before. It was called The Success System That Never Fails. Now, earlier in my life, I was an atheist in high school on. And I was reading these positive mental attitude books. This was the first book that said something else. It said prayer. Positive thinking plus prayer. And so before I went downtown on a virgin voyage with my truck, I wrote down what it said in the book. It said, write down on a piece of paper exactly what you are asking for. So I wrote down $50 in my pocket by the end of the day. And I wrote that down by hauling trash. And then I spent some time praying, asking God to somehow make this happen for me. And then I was on my way. And it was working out pretty good. The first half of the day, I made $30. I stopped and took lunch. And then afterwards, nothing. Everybody I was talking to wasn't interested. Finally, dusk is coming on. And this one fellow would only give me $20 for this huge mountain of blackberry brambles. And I'm thinking, my goodness, there's no way. If I did that, I'm going to spend all my money in dump fees. It's going to take 2 truckloads. But nothing else was happening, so again, I'm not looking at the whole mountain. I'm just looking at a couple stones at a time, one step at a time. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do this and just see what happens. If I have to, I can do one truckload at the dump, pay the fee, come back, the other truckload, and maybe I can find a place to dump it in Les' backyard or something. And then I don't have to pay the fees. So I started in. I had my clippers, and I'm clipping at the blackberry brambles, and then my pitchfork, throwing it up into the truck. And half the time I'm praying, oh God, somehow make this work. And the other half of the time I'm saying, this is ridiculous. I'm so stupid for getting myself into this job. I'm losing money on this deal. God, please help me get this done. Oh, I'm so stupid for doing this. Back and forth, back and forth. A couple hours later, I'm thinking, hey, this thing is working. It's almost going to fit in there, by golly. And the last pitchfork, and this piece of metal comes flying out. Made it sound like that. And I'm thinking, oh, and it landed on the top of the cab of the truck. I go, oh, great, maybe it's a quarter. It's maybe either a rusty nail or a quarter, and I can use all the help I can get. So I'll look at it later. I threw the tarp down, roped it down good and tight to secure the load. And then I reached up on the cab to see what had fallen up there after I got my job done. And it was this little cross.
Oh.
And it said, Jesus Christ is Lord. And I'm thinking, you know what? God just told me something. He said, Pat, we did it. You just did a stellar job of moving that mountain of blackberry brambles. But he showed me something else too. He moved that mountain of my unbelief. The lesson I learned in that is that those positive thinking books, one side of the equation, and there's a lot of them. But this book and several others, Think and Grow Rich is another one, they couple that positive mental attitude, which is what man does, with this heavenly power, with prayer. You got to have both, just like a combination lock. You got to have all the numbers to the combination. And that's what I was missing. It was only $50, but that $50 was a symbol to me of what was going to come later. Because that blew away my unbelief, and then I could start making plans, making lists of goals, and make things work. That's the system that works. There's many things in life that you try, and I've tried a lot, but this system worked. Write it down. In my mind, I think, put it on paper, pray to the power. It all starts with P's. Makes it easy to remember. Put it on paper, but you got to be putting it on paper and make it exact. Then you can go back and see what God did. So, fellow Toastmasters, I want to encourage you guys to check out some of these books. Not the secular books, but the books that actually talk about coupling man's power with God's power. He's not going to just give us stuff. It's not going to float down from heaven. It's not going to grow dollar bills on your oak tree in your backyard. But if you apply yourself to whatever you're putting on paper and praying to the power, that's going to provide the rocket fuel that you need for the trajectory for your dreams to take off. Fellow Toastmasters.
Can I have 1 minute for feedback for that?